The studio lights dim slightly as the audience settles in for another episode of The View, the air buzzing with anticipation. Whoopi Goldberg, seated at the head of the table with her signature glasses perched on her nose, welcomes the guest with a warm smile that belies the storm about to brew. Reese Witherspoon enters the stage to thunderous applause, her blonde hair perfectly styled, wearing a chic red dress that screams confidence and poise. She hugs each co-host, starting with Joy Behar, then Sunny Hostin, Sarah Haynes, and finally Whoopi, who pulls her in for an extra tight embrace. The conversation begins innocently enough, delving into Reese's latest projects, her role in producing empowering stories for women, and her advocacy for gender equality in Hollywood. Whoopi nods along, interjecting with her trademark wit, but as the discussion shifts to politics and social issues, a subtle tension begins to build. Reese shares her views on women's rights, emphasizing the need for unity and progress, drawing from her own experiences as a mother and entrepreneur. Whoopi, ever the outspoken moderator, counters with a pointed question about celebrity involvement in activism, suggesting that some stars use it as a publicity stunt rather than genuine commitment. The audience murmurs, sensing the shift, but Reese maintains her composure, responding with a polite yet firm rebuttal that highlights her long-standing dedication to causes like education and mental health. Whoopi presses further, referencing past controversies in the industry, and Reese's eyes narrow just a fraction, her southern charm giving weight to a steely resolve. The co-hosts exchange glances, trying to steer the conversation back to lighter topics, but the spark has been lit. Reese leans forward, her voice steady as she challenges Whoopi's implication, asserting that dismissing activists based on their fame undermines real change. The exchange heats up, with Whoopi defending her stance on authenticity and public figures, while Reese counters with examples from her own career, including her work with Time's Up and her production company Hello Sunshine. The audience is riveted, some cheering Reese on, others nodding in agreement with Whoopi. Sarah tries to mediate, but the two powerhouses are locked in a verbal duel that's equal parts respectful and intense. Reese stands her ground, literally rising slightly from her seat to emphasize a point about representation, her passion evident in every word. Whoopi, not one to back down, responds with a laugh that's more challenging than amused, probing deeper into Reese's motivations. The segment stretches longer than planned, the producers signaling from offstage, but neither woman yields. Finally, as commercials approach, Reese delivers a mic drop moment, stating that true standing up means speaking truth to power, even on a talk show couch. The applause erupts, and Whoopi, with a grudging respect in her eyes, extends a hand for a shake that turns into a hug. Back from break, the tone lightens, but the moment lingers, a testament to bold conversations in daytime TV. This encounter quickly goes viral, clips shared across social media, sparking debates on feminism, celebrity influence, and the role of shows like The View in fostering dialogue. Reese's fans praise her for her eloquence, while Whoopi's supporters appreciate her unfiltered honesty. In interviews later, Reese reflects on the exchange as a highlight of authentic interaction, proving that even icons can clash productively. The episode ratings soar, reminding everyone why The View remains a staple for unscripted drama. As the replay of the clip circulates online, viewers dissect every gesture and word from that fateful episode. Reese Witherspoon, known for her roles in films like Legally Blonde and Big Little Lies, brings her Elwood's energy to the table, but this time it's real life. Whoopi Goldberg, with decades of experience from Sister Act to her EGOT status, holds court with the authority of a seasoned debater. The discussion pivots to current events, with Reese advocating for policies supporting working mothers. Drawing from her own juggle of career and family, Whoopi questions the feasibility in a divided political landscape, citing historical precedents where celebrity endorsements fell flat. Reese pushes back, her voice rising just enough to command attention without shouting, emphasizing data from her initiatives that show tangible impacts. The co-hosts chime in, Joy adds a humorous quip to diffuse, Sunny offers legal insights, and Sarah shares personal anecdotes, but the focus remains on Reese and Whoopi, their back and forth like a tennis match of ideas. Reese stands up metaphorically and literally, gesturing animatedly as she recounts stories of women she's mentored, Challenging Whoopi's skepticism with passion, Whoopi counters with tales from her own activism in the 80s and 90s, reminding Reese of the long road ahead. The audience gasps at key moments, like when Reese directly addresses a perceived slight on her sincerity, saying, "I've built empires for women, not just played them on screen." Whoopi retorts with, "Empires are great, but revolutions require more than red carpets." The energy is electric, the kind that makes daytime TV must-watch. Post-show, Reese tweets about the importance of tough talks, gaining millions of likes, while Whoopi mentions it in her monologue the next day, praising Reese's fire. Analysts call it a masterclass in civil discourse, contrasting it with more combative media moments. Fans create memes, editing the clip with dramatic music, turning it into a cultural phenomenon. Reese's book sales spike, her children's literature flying off shelves as parents seek her empowering messages. Whoopi's book club gains traction too, as viewers appreciate her probing style. The View's producers revel in the buzz, planning more such guests to keep the spark alive. This standoff becomes a symbol of women empowering each other through challenge, not just agreement. In Hollywood circles, it's whispered as the moment Reese solidified her status as a force beyond acting. Whoopi, ever gracious, sends Reese a note afterward, fostering a new respect. The script of real life writes itself better than any movie, proving that standing up can lead to standing together. Delving deeper into the aftermath, media outlets scramble to cover the story, with headlines blaring about the clash of titans on morning television. Reese Witherspoon, fresh from promoting her latest series, uses the platform to highlight her non-profit work, but Whoopi Goldberg's incisive questions turn it into a deeper probe. Reese responds with anecdotes from her Tennessee roots, where she learned resilience from her parents, a nurse and a doctor. Whoopi shares her own New York upbringing, creating a bridge of shared underdog stories amid the debate. The conversation touches on intersectionality, with Reese acknowledging privileges and Whoopi stressing inclusivity across races and classes. Tensions peak when Whoopi suggests some celebrity activists prioritize image over impact, and Reese firmly disagrees, citing her hands-on involvement in script development for diverse stories. The audience erupts in cheers as Reese stands taller, her posture exuding determination, while Whoopi leans back with a knowing smile. Co-hosts interject, but the duo dominates, their exchange a blend of humor, heat, and heart. Online, feminists hail it as a win for open dialogue, while critics decry it as staged drama. Reese's Instagram floods with support, her followers sharing how her words inspire them to speak up in their own lives. Whoopi's fans defend her as the voice of reason, appreciating her role in holding power accountable. The View's YouTube channel sees record views, the full segment amassing millions overnight. Pundits on other networks analyze body language, noting Reese's crossed arms turning to open palms, signaling engagement over defense. Whoopi's raised eyebrows become GIF material, capturing her surprise at Reese's tenacity. In a follow-up interview, Reese laughs it off as spirited conversation, crediting Whoopi for pushing her to articulate better. Whoopi echoes the sentiment on air, calling Reese a worthy sparring partner. This event boosts both their profiles, with Reese landing more producing deals and Whoopi garnering awards buzz for her moderating. It sparks broader discussions on media's role in activism, encouraging viewers to engage critically. Fan art emerges, depicting the two as superheroes in debate gapes. The moment transcends TV, becoming a case study in communication classes. Reese uses it to launch a podcast episode on Tough Talks, inviting Whoopi as a guest in a twist of reconciliation. The script evolves from confrontation to collaboration, showing growth through challenge. Reflecting on their build-up to the moment, Reese Witherspoon arrives at the studio early, rehearsing her points in the green room, unaware of the fireworks ahead. Whoopi Goldberg, reviewing notes with producers, plans to keep it lively but probing. As the show tapes live, the initial chit-chat flows smoothly, covering Reese's family life and her love for baking southern treats. But when Whoopi steers to societal divides, Reese senses the shift and meets it head-on. She stands up in spirit, articulating views on education reform with fervor, countering Whoopi's cynicism with optimism backed by stats. Whoopi challenges with real-world examples of policy failures, prompting Reese to delve into her advocacy details. The back and forth intensifies, Reese rising slightly to emphasize equality's urgency, her voice carrying over the applause. Whoopi matches her energy, her laughter punctuating pointed remarks. The co-hosts watch in awe, occasionally adding fuel or water to the fire. Viewers at home tweet in real time. Hashtags like #Reese vs Whoopi trending globally. Post-episode, Reese's team fields calls from networks wanting exclusives, while Whoopi's memoir sees renewed interest. The exchange inspires op-eds on women's voices in media, praising both for authenticity. Reese channels the energy into her next project, a film on female trailblazers. Subtly nodding to the debate, Whoopi incorporates it into her stand-up routines, joking about getting schooled by Elle Woods. Social media dissects quotes, like Reese's "standing up isn't about winning, it's about being heard," becoming motivational posters. Whoopi's "question everything, especially the shiny stuff" resonates with skeptics. The View capitalizes with teaser clips, boosting ad revenue. Celebrities weigh in, from Oprah praising the discourse to Ellen sharing similar experiences. It fosters a wave of honest interviews across shows, reducing fluff for substance. Reese and Whoopi meet privately later, toasting to mutual respect over coffee. This pivotal moment redefines talk show dynamics, proving conflict can catalyze connection. Fans petition for a rematch, eager for more intellectual sparring. The narrative shifts from rivalry to role models, embodying empowerment through engagement. Exploring the cultural ripple effects, the Reese-Whoopi standoff becomes fodder for late-night monologues, with hosts like Jimmy Fallon parodying the intensity in skits. Reese Witherspoon embraces the buzz, posting behind-the-scenes photos that humanize the moment. Whoopi Goldberg addresses it on her radio show, emphasizing debate's value in democracy. The conversation's core authenticity and activism spurs online forums where users share personal stories of standing up. Reese's production company announces new content focused on real dialogues, inspired by the exchange. Whoopi's influence grows among younger audiences, drawn to her no-nonsense style. Media scholars cite it as a shift from confrontational TV to constructive clash. Reese's fashion from the show sells out, her red dress dubbed the power outfit. Whoopi's glasses trend as symbols of wisdom. The audience's reaction, captured in slow-motion replays, shows diverse emotions from shock to solidarity. Co-hosts reflect in a special segment, crediting the duo for elevating the show. Viral challenges emerge, people recreating the debate in videos. Reese uses proceeds from related merch to fund scholarships, tying back to her points. Whoopi donates to arts programs, aligning with her counter-arguments. The event bridges generational gaps, with millennials siding with Reese's optimism and boomers appreciating Whoopi's experience. Podcasts dissect the psychology, noting nonverbal cues like Reese's firm gaze. Whoopi's relaxed posture conveys confidence. It inspires books on communication, featuring the clip as a prime example. Reese tours with speaking engagements, weaving the story into empowerment talks. Whoopi hosts panels on media literacy, referencing the discussion. The View's format evolves, incorporating more guest interactions. Fans create fanfiction, imagining alternate endings. This singular moment cements both women's legacies as fearless voices. It encourages viewers to engage in tough talks at home, fostering understanding. The script of their encounter writes a new chapter in pop culture, where standing up leads to collective uplift. In the grand tapestry of entertainment history, the Reese Witherspoon and Whoopi Goldberg exchange on The View stands as a beacon of bold authenticity. Reese, channeling her inner advocate, transforms a routine appearance into a manifesto for change. Whoopi, with her storied career, provides the perfect foil, pushing boundaries with probing insight. The dialogue resonates beyond the studio, influencing policy discussions and personal growth. Reese's subsequent projects reflect deepened commitment, producing stories that echo the debate's themes. Whoopi's moderation style gains acclaim, inspiring emulators and broadcasting. Social media algorithms amplify the clip, reaching global audiences who translate and share. Educational curricula incorporated for debate classes, teaching rhetoric through real example. Reese and Whoopi's paths cross again at awards shows, exchanging knowing nods. The moment spawns merchandise, From mugs with quotes to apparel emblazoned with stand-up. Critics award it TV Moment of the Year, boosting The View's prestige. Viewers report increased confidence in voicing opinions, crediting the inspiration. Co-hosts bond over the episode, sharing laughs in retrospectives. Reese writes an essay on the experience, published in major outlets. Whoopi features it in her autobiography update. The ripple extends to philanthropy, with joint fundraisers hinted. Fans organize watch parties, dissecting nuances. It challenges stereotypes of female interactions as catty, showcasing supportive sparring. Hollywood executives take note, greenlighting more issue-driven content. The narrative evolves, from initial tension to enduring alliance. This video script captures the essence, immortalizing a pivotal TV encounter that reminds us, true progress comes from courageous conversations. As the credits roll on this retelling, the legacy endures, encouraging all to stand up when it matters most.